Hi guys, welcome. I'm Jamey the Spirit Coach and I am here to give you guys a general reading. Please do take what resonates and leave the rest, as this may or may not be for you at this time. Do keep in mind that you can check out your sun, moon, or rising sign, your Venus, Mars, any of them in your birth chart. As you will see, there are all the zodiacs posted on my channel, so you can take part in viewing any of your signs, as you'll get a bigger picture to your message. Okay, feel free to hit that like button, guys. Give me a follow if you haven't already, or comment down below how the reading is resonating. I truly appreciate the feedback. I love it so much when I can hear how these stories are lining up with your stories. Also, I want to let you guys know that I am now posting extended readings on Patreon. So if you're interested in joining that community, you can look in the description box below where you will find the link to the Patreon community, and you can watch extended readings over there. So welcome, Pisces. This is your reading. And for this particular message, we are looking at your hero's journey. Pisces, I have pre-shuffled and pulled some of your reading already to save on time for these. And in that, I pulled from our Sacred Rebels Oracle deck to get an overall energy that represents the hero within you, because I believe that we are all our own heroes. And if we're on this path to enlightenment, you know, this healing journey, then we are most definitely learning to stand into that heroic archetypal energy within us, right? So in that, Pisces, your first message we got out is inner trust. Okay, I'll give you a moment to just kind of take a look at this card. Feel the energy of this card. What is it saying to you? It does not matter if it's male or female. It is simply the energy, okay, that we're talking about here. Inner trust. So to me, obviously, this talks strongly about intuition for me, especially with you, Pisces, because you are one of the zodiacs that has a very, very, very strong intuition and a strong connection to your emotional self, right? You are probably one of the wisest of the zodiacs when it comes to the emotional self. You understand it on a level that none of the rest of us really do. So I feel like the hero within you, this is that archetype in you, Pisces. You have come through this journey in your life, learning to really completely have faith in yourself, right? Okay. So I've pulled some tarot cards, and I've got the beginning of your story, the middle of your story, and the end of your story here with the tarot. But before we jump into that, we're going to read from this book on this inner trust card, because I feel like this card has so much information in the book and it can really help us. So bear with me as I read through. It can be kind of lengthy, but there's tons of information and insight in it for you, okay? So, Pisces. Though it may be cloaked and hidden, within you lies natural magnificence, vibrancy, and true uniqueness. The harder this is for you to believe, the more growth this oracle is offering you now. Your opportunity for growth lies in letting go of the need to hide yourself from the world, and to let go of any doubt about the wonder of what lies within you. This oracle brings you the message that it is time for you to trust yourself and let the real inner you out from behind the veil. You are being assured that you can trust your intuition and your own sense of things. Sometimes what you sense will be love, and you will open your heart and move easily towards the source of that love, be it in the form of another person, a new career path, a project which you care deeply about and want to pursue, or a spiritual or creative practice that you are keen to explore. Sometimes what you sense will be more challenging than this and will ask something different of you. It might be that you sense fear or sabotage lurking within someone's intentions or in the situations around you. This oracle asks you to trust yourself, to find the most authentic and self-loving way to deal with that. Perhaps you've drawn this card because you're unnecessarily holding yourself back out of fear or a lack of belief in your ability to support and care for yourself and the importance of your need for self-expression in your relationships. This oracle of inner trust comes to you with this guidance. You know what you are doing. You have enough wisdom and intuition to be able to place yourself more fully in the world and to take steps to unhide yourself. Even if you feel you have no clue about what is happening at a broader level in your life, even if you can't quite see the whole picture of what is taking place within or around you, you still have all the wisdom and intuitive ability you need to take one step at a time and navigate your way through absolutely anything that life brings to your door. If you've been thinking about taking a leap of faith and doing things differently, whether in your personal life or your creative work, then this oracle brings you a message to trust your instincts and go for it. This oracle comes at a time when the patterns of your life are shifting. You can take advantage of this shift and leap into an entirely new level of consciousness and experience. This is not a time for self-doubt or playing small. It is a time to get in touch with the courage, boldness, and daredevil within, and to take that step, big or small, into the future that is beckoning you forward. You have the wings to fly. Sometimes we don't realize it until we leap over the edge of what we have known and begin to soar into a new life. I want to read this little part. I haven't read this for any of the other signs, but for some reason I'm feeling like you're needing to hear this. This is like, this can be a mantra for yourself. Okay, Pisces? Say to yourself along with me. Close your eyes for a moment and just say to yourself along with me. I trust myself. I trust in my higher self. I trust in life. When I don't know, my higher self does know. I am guided by the wise voice of my higher self within my heart. I trust myself and I allow myself to be guided in all things by the wise, instinctive knowing from within me. I'm not afraid to be seen. I unveil myself from hiding places, and step by step, I show myself all my unique beauty. To the world, I am seen, and I am received with love by myself and by others. I am worthy. Okay, Pisces, so I really feel so strongly that this hero within you, so many times in your life, like, I feel like if you've ever felt like the need to hide away, right? Like, this hero within, like, gives you the courage, right, to come back out. After you've probably gone into hiding for a little bit, it gives you that courage to come back out, right? There's a part of you that's, maybe you go through many circumstances or situations where you really, really have to trust yourself. Maybe you've been knocked on your ass a couple of times, right? Like, maybe you've gone with things thinking that it was your gut or your intuition telling you to do it, but then coming out on the other side of it feeling like maybe it was a mistake or something, right? So even in those times when it feels like our intuition has led us astray, in all actuality, it was meant for you to experience whatever it is you experience because you learned something from it, right? It grew you in some form. It brought you knowledge, wisdom, and there was a lesson learned in it, right? Okay, so with your messages out here, Pisces, the first card up for the beginning of your story, we have the Knight of Cups. And this is, I feel like this is your energy. Like, this is you. This is like a hopeless romantic type of energy, right? Like, this is a type of energy that wants to see and experience love everywhere it goes. It's a cups energy. It's a, you know, like it almost looks like he has wings on his feet. Like he feels like he's flying, and he's flying from the feelings of love, right? Like he probably daydreams about love all the time. And I feel like you are that energy as well. And like you are really romantic. You want to romanticize your life in a lot of ways, whether it be in relationships or in your career or just in your family. Like you enjoy the luxuries of life. You enjoy like pampering yourself, or like, yeah, you really are going into this life. Like, I feel like you start out on your journey, Pisces, like optimistic, you know, like hopeful that everything's going to work out, right? And then we have Temperance in the reverse. And to me, Temperance in the reverse is like you come into situations, though, where energies might clash, right? Like there's a lot of, I don't know, it's like maybe you come in, you're like met by situations where there's dissonance, there's like, you know, there's not an equal give and take, right? Like maybe you come into situations like so full of optimism that when others meet you, they're not on the same level as you, right? Like there's just a lot of differences between you versus what has transpired in your life, right? Like it's almost like you go out into the world and then you're met with like situations that you never thought would happen, you know? Temperance is like impatient energy to, I mean, in the upright it's calling for patience, but in the reverse it's, I don't know, it's got like a combative feel to it. It's got like I don't know, like it could be like disagreements in situations. I feel like too, Pisces, you have this ability to really tap into your imagination, right? And so you can think like really big and outside of the box with things. I feel like you're very creative in that way. And with that being said, like not the people that you have encountered aren't on that same level, if that makes sense. It's like they can't see as far as your eyes can see. So therefore it's not possible for them to, you know, believe in it in the depth or in the way that you do. Does that make sense? So then it pushes you into this place where like you have to make a judgment call, right? Like with these people, like it's like, because you have the Judgment card coming out next, as well as the Two of Swords. So it's like really making judgment calls and cutting things out, like making decisions, making choices based off of what's working for you, what's not working for you, and trusting yourself in it, right? Like trusting that, okay, I came into this with all this like energy of potential, this energy of like possibility, and I'm not getting that back. So, you know, it's like move on. You have to move on from that, you know? Like you even have to go through like a rebirth within yourself, even. Like it may even cause you to doubt yourself, you know, because you come up against that, right? Like throughout the course of your life, like in these experiences, it could be multiple experiences where you've had this happen, whether it's going into a new job or going into a relationship. Like you go into it and then you're met with adversity, or, you know, like in like this I don't know, like it's almost like opposites attracting, and once the opposites attract, once you get together, then it's like then you repel things, right? Does that make sense? But it is pushing you to make choices, right? To make decisions and make choices with a full trust. Understand, like you understand your emotional self, right? So you don't really let your emotions get the best of you. But I feel like it could at times like knock you down, right? Or cause anxiety, cause stress, cause a feeling of like being trapped. You could find yourself in like codependent situations a lot, Pisces, where you feel like other people are dependent on you, and vice versa, right? Like, with the Eight of Swords, yeah, like just, this is like fears, being up in your head, right? Also realizing that you create your own reality. So most of the time, when you're met with someone that challenges your view on things or your belief on things, you know, I feel like one of two things is occurring in that, right? Like, it's like challenging you to ask yourself, do you really still believe that? Does it still ring true to you? Or like, almost like, what are you seeking outside of you even? You know, like, it's like seeking outside of self for what you already have within you, you know? Then it comes into the Page of Pentacles after this Eight of Swords, right? So, like, you have to go through, like, it's almost like a dark night of the soul even, you know? Like, whenever you go through these experiences where people are butting heads with you, and you're just not getting along, or you're not seeing things in the same ways. You know, maybe you want to isolate. Maybe you want to go in with, like, go hermit mode almost. Like, close yourself off from the world. Maybe you don't want to express yourself even. Like, but it's like you have to go within, right? You have to go through this wake-up call. Like, bring you back down to earth almost, Pisces, because sometimes you can get lost up in your imagination, right? And that's a tricky place, right? It's a tricky place to be. But then you come into this Page of Pentacles. It's like, okay, well, maybe I can go out into the world after some new opportunity, right? Like, I don't know, this is like just working towards something, you know, a career even for yourself, as well as new relationships, new job opportunities, new relationships, because you got Page of Cups and Page of Pentacles. Maybe even receiving some clarity, because you've got aces. These are all on the bottom of the deck. Ace of Swords is like, clarity comes in after this judgment, right? Like, after this wake-up call, clarity comes in. Maybe you have an idea about doing something on your own. but you're stable in yourself. You're confident in yourself. You're strong in your finances. You're abundant. You're stable. You know? I wanted to read real quick. This Temperance in reverse can also... There was something else. Okay, so yeah, Temperance, it's like extremism. Like, you could have come into people that, you know, they, like I was saying, like codependent, obsessive, moody. They have no restraint. They, you know, scattered energy, conflicts of interest, you know, poor judgment. You know, I can't help but think too, like, if this is about relationships, like going into relationships, you could be so blinded by the idea of love. Like, you're in love with the idea of love and want it so bad that, like, you don't see the red flags, you know, like you don't allow yourself to see red flags even, you know, or you've experienced that in the past where, you know, you want what's good and possible, that you choose not to see, right, like what's not working, you know. So judgment is the developmental milestone, right? The phoenix that rises from the ashes, a call to action. Going through an identity crisis even, wanting to improve yourself, go through transformation, healing, break away from old habits. Sorry, I just wanted to see if there was anything else. It could be too, Pisces, like overindulgence sometimes. Sometimes you can be overly social and burn yourself out because you're such an empath too. So it's important to remember to like take time to clear away the energies of others, you know. But I feel like this hero within, it pulls you back into this space of confidence, a space of being able to go out into the world working towards things that fulfill you, you know. It pushes you to excel, especially in your career. Like, you could notice a pattern in your career and in your relationship. Like, it all comes together. It's all in, you know, everything's intertwined within everything. So things show up in our lives. If we look at all the different areas of our life, something could be showing up in your career that's actually reflected from your relationship, you know, or vice versa. So it's like, every single time your hero within brings you back to being able to trust yourself, even in the time, you know, after the times that you've felt like you've been led astray or completely confused by, you know, the outcomes that you've experienced. You know, it's not going to be that way forever, Pisces. You're definitely going to come into this new space of being like open to newness, open to possibility, and feeling complete clarity, no more confusion. You know, you're going to be in that space, and that this hero within is bringing you to that, right? So we're going to pull a message from the Enchanted Oracle map and see where exactly it's taking you. Where is this hero within taking you? It's not, yeah, and like, as I'm looking at the energy of this card, the inner trust card, it was talking about like uncloaking yourself. So you could, go into situations fully uncloaked and then experience something and then recloak, right? Like that's that isolated energy, that energy of wanting to go get away, and hermit yourself. All right, for Pisces, where is this hero within taking them? The wishing well. Wishing well. I feel like a wish is going to come true for you, Pisces. Even, like I was talking about how you could be like romanticizing life. And I don't think it's meant for you to change that aspect of yourself, but I think it's more so to help you balance it, right? Like reality versus fantasy, But your wishes are coming true with the wishing well here. So let's see. It could be telling you to make a wish. We're going to read it. $48. 48 breaks down to a 12, right? 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. And then it breaks down to a 3. So that, for me, the number 3 speaks of mind, body, spiritual balance, alignment. So, when you're in those times of trusting your intuition, like listening within yourself, like trusting yourself, you are in alignment, right? Your mind, like bringing yourself to where your head and your heart are in harmony with one another. So, okay, let's see. Desire, the sacred impulse. It's the sacred impulse for life. Feel it, but let go of all attachment to ownership. Interesting, because we were talking about how you like to appreciate the luxuries of life, right? You may have a lot of desires, like romanticizing life. I imagine you would have a lot of desires, but this is saying let go of your attachment to it, right? So desire is the most important impulse for creating life. Now you're seeing the relationship between desire and inspiration and sensing that moment of truth when you feel the inception of new life. It is an aha moment when everything makes sense. Perhaps you recognize a soulmate or are conceiving a baby or an idea. The wishing well card awakens you to the presence of unseen forces that enable new beginnings. Divine intelligence activates the field of possibilities where new life is co-created in a magical way. Neither you nor anyone else can know how or why this happens. It just does. To that end, you can't control the process of growth. Rather, you must step aside to be a channel for higher forces and relinquish any attachment to how this new creation should appear or when. Form your intention and take action by dropping the coin into the wishing well, and then trust in spirit and prepare to be amazed. That's so synchronistic with your message, Pisces, because like I don't know if you're coming into a new job or a new relationship or if this is something that's currently happening or is going to happen again in the future, but I feel like you're going to know without a doubt. And like the biggest lesson in all of this that you're learning is understanding, like it was saying, desire versus, what was it? Let me go back. Desire versus inspiration, right? Learning the difference between the two, right? So what does your ego what is your ego telling you that you want versus what your heart is telling you which one are you going to listen to, right? You want to listen to your heart. That's where the intuition's coming from, your higher self. All right, Pisces. So that is all I have for this reading. If you are interested in the extended, go ahead and click in the description box below where you will find the Patreon link, and you can come over there and join us in that extended reading. Otherwise, I'll see you again next time, Pisces. Feel free to hit that like button, give me a follow if you haven't already, or comment down below how the message resonated. I truly love the feedback, and I appreciate you so much, Pisces. I hope you have a magical and blessed day, and I'll see you again next time. Bye.